My name is Anastasia. I live in Australia. We decided to build and have recently completed the construction of a new house, but quite unusual in architecture and interior design and in the colors we chose. We needed furniture that would meet this non-standard request, this unique design. It was very difficult for me to find it here, especially since I needed outdoor furniture and lighting. Initially, I did not plan to buy from China. To be honest, I thought China was something cheap and not durable. For interior design, we worked with a Moscow-based company. They actually recommended that we take a look, maybe we would find a company we would want to collaborate with, and mentioned that, as it turns out, many even good and famous interior designers work with companies in China, purchasing furniture there for their clients. I found MBLTOUR on the internet, I found it on YouTube, stumbled upon their channel completely by accident when I started looking for someone to collaborate with, and watched several videos. There were visits to factories, and I believe there was a video with another designer as their client. And I decided that based on what I saw, it seemed like we could really find something together. Because when we started working, which was almost 2 years ago, China hadn't opened up yet, and I couldn't come over. So we had to work together online, and along with my manager, we constantly visited factories. We constantly visited showrooms and communicated with manufacturers. All our work was done through WhatsApp. At any moment, I could ask something, say something, or change my mind. It was interesting and amusing, but all our work was conducted entirely 100% virtually. I was very worried, but in the end, the furniture turned out to be of amazing quality. So when guests come over, we show them all this furniture, we show them the lighting. And of course, no one believes that it wasn't bought in Australia, that it was bought in China. So of course, I was very pleased. We probably collected the goods over a total of 6 months. We did it in 2 sittings. First, I needed all the lighting, and it was all custom made for us. The house was still under construction at that time. The electricians were rushing us, so as soon as all the lighting was ready, it was packed into boxes and sent by air. And it probably reached us in a week at most. And we waited for it to be made, probably for about 2 to 3 months, if I recall correctly. And at that moment, we started ordering and looking for furniture. And that probably took us another 2 to 3 months. The delivery itself happened quite quickly, I think no more than 4 weeks, and everything was here. Initially, I was very afraid to order anything from China. I still had, at the very least, the feeling that China was about mass-produced goods, something cheap, flimsy, poor quality, looks beautiful in the picture. But in reality, it's not like that. And that was probably the biggest fear. Plus, I couldn't go myself to make sure that I was wrong and that everything was of good quality. And this fear was present until probably we received the first delivery with all the lighting. We opened these boxes, looked at the lighting and said, wow, what wonderful quality. After that, of course, it became much calmer. Most of all, I think I am pleased firstly with the quality, and I am pleased with the result, because we did a lot of custom orders. We bought some items from showrooms, but most of it was custom made. And the fact that I could realize my vision there, my ideas, things I found somewhere, I am now receiving all of that. That was, of course, great. With my manager, her name was Aiden, a wonderful manager, patient, understanding. We worked through WhatsApp, and usually she would go with me to showrooms, to factories. She would call me, show me everything. I watched. Sometimes it was, like, stop, turn left, take 2 steps. No, not there, a little higher, show me this. That's how we traveled together. And everything related to negotiations with suppliers and manufacturers happened through her very quickly. Any question, any of my changes of mind, all of it went through Aiden. She was, of course, absolutely wonderful. I really enjoyed working with the company. So I don't know what could be improved, but I think it would be great if there was an opportunity to see manufacturers in different styles. That is, I needed a style that was more minimalist, which turned out to be quite difficult. We didn't quite fit into the mainstream of Chinese production, and it was quite challenging for our manager as well. But in the end, we found everything and got everything done. That's it. But having more choices in different styles, I thought, would be wonderful. I would really like to say a big thank you to MBLTOUR and my manager and everyone who worked with us. I was incredibly satisfied with the quality. I was very, very pleased with the amount of time my manager spent with me. We had difficulties with suppliers sometimes, but it was amazing how well everything was resolved. In my experience, my MBLTOUR is a company that is always on my side. It's a company that if I have any issues with suppliers or manufacturers, they will always strive to achieve the best result for me. I really saw how this happens, and I am very grateful to them for it.